Hello. In this video, I am going to show how um, you can make assignments. So students, if they want to do extra work, they can, but it won't count into the overall grade calculations within the grade book. So sometimes for whatever reason, students, they get into, I think it's because they get into the outline view in MindTap and they just start at the top and start working their way down doing activities. And they end up doing some activities that you haven't assigned, and which is fine and great. We want students to do as much practice as they can. But if you haven't assigned it to all of the students, as soon as one student begins to do that assignment, it pulls that assignment into your grade book and it makes it count. So even if you have not assigned it, once one student has done it, it will count into the overall total. So I kind of learned that the hard way the first semester I started using MindTap. So to navigate that issue, I'm going to show how you can get around that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show is we have here, you can see these are the assignments that I've assigned. So I just randomly picked some here in chapter 2. And so those are the ones that I have assigned. So once you have assigned all that you want in that chapter, and I typically do one chapter at a time when I'm assigning. So I go into the chapter. So this was all for chapter 2. And then you want to filter. So the way that you want to filter is you want to find those assignments because everything is set to count towards grade at the beginning. Okay, so that's the default setting. So you want to find all of those activities that are set to count towards the grade, but they're not scheduled. And what that means is they're set to count towards the grade, but you have not set a due date to those assignments. Okay, so then we're going to back out of here. And I think I just went through the first few sections. So grammar 1 and then grammar 2. So once you have those sections, don't know why this is taking so slow. You will see when you open up those different section, subcategories, it will show you the ones that you notice it says counts towards grade, okay? But it does not have a due date. So you see it says counts towards grade, but there's no due date, okay? The same here. So the conexiones culturales, or in this section, the pronunciación, I haven't put a due date to these yet. So once you have those activities selected, so again, your filters are count towards grade because every activity in MindTap is default to mean count towards grade, okay? So you want to select count towards grade, but you want to filter out those ones that are not scheduled. You've not set a due date to those yet, okay? And so let me move that. So then you're going to go to batch actions and you're going to edit settings, okay? Editing the settings is you're going to tell that to grade differently. So I want to take these that I've selected and I want to make them now practice, okay? You want to make those activities into practice. And then I'll show you how that looks once you have changed that setting. So your students will know exactly when they're going through and doing those activities, they'll see what counts for points, counts towards the grade, and what is just for practice, okay? So now we can see over here that it says under these activities that used to be count towards grade, they now say practice. So anything that I don't assign for students to do scheduled, but I still want it to be available